I had a secret, and it wasn't just about her. It was a fact that I told everyone, except God. I saw her every Sunday. Same seat, same sweet smile. Her name was Tasha. And somehow, my heart started paying attention before my head did. I'd sit in that pew trying to focus on the sermon, but all I could think about was how she laughed during worship or bowed her head during prayer. But here's the twist. I never told God about it. Not once. Why? Maybe because I was afraid. Afraid if I brought it to him, he'd say no, or worse, that he'd say nothing. So I prayed around it. I talked to God about everything else. School, family, my future, but not her. Never her. The funny thing is, hiding something from God doesn't make it disappear. It makes it louder. I'd lie in bed at night thinking about her, wondering, what if? But that thought always came with guilt. Like I wasn't supposed to feel this way. So I stayed quiet, and my heart stayed full of questions. Then one night, I was journaling and accidentally flipped my Bible open. Psalm 139. It hit me like lightning. You know my thoughts before I think them. And I froze. God already knew. He wasn't shocked. He wasn't disgusted. He wasn't distant. He was already there, waiting. And for the first time, I dropped the walls. I whispered, God, I like her. And I cried, not because of heartbreak, but because I realized I had finally let God into the one place I kept him out of, my heart. After that night, everything changed. Not on the outside, but in me. I walked into church the next day, and the peace I felt was unreal. It wasn't about whether she liked me back anymore. It was a fact that I had finally trusted God with my emotions. Later that week, I had a conversation with my mentor. I didn't even bring it up. He did. He said, sometimes God lets us feel things so we can learn to surrender them. Boom. That was it. So that night, I prayed again. This time, I said, God, even if it's not her, I want your best. And that was the hardest thing I ever prayed. But then came the twist. A friend texted me, hey, I think Tasha likes you. My heart jumped. I was stunned. But this time, I didn't run to my feelings. I ran to God. I waited. I listened. And I heard nothing, just peace. So instead of acting fast, I picked up my journal. I wanted God to lead, not my emotions. And that was the beginning of a different kind of faith. A faith that waits. A faith that trusts God not just with the big stuff, but with the heart stuff. Weeks passed. I focused on serving, worshiping, just living. Then it happened. After church one Sunday, Tasha walked up to me. We had talked before, but this was different. She smiled and said something I'll never forget. I've been praying, and I felt like God wanted to be honest with you. I've liked you for a while. My world stopped. It wasn't just about the words. It was the timing. God knew what he was doing. We sat and talked for hours about our dreams, our faith, our fears. And for the first time, I saw her heart, not just her smile. And I realized this wasn't just a crush anymore. This was something deeper, something God had been shaping. Looking back, I'm glad I waited. I'm glad I didn't rush. And most of all, I'm glad I finally told God everything. Because he didn't walk away. He walked with me. So if you're holding back your heart from God, thinking he doesn't care, he does. He knows. He listens. And he's waiting for you to tell him everything. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and share it with someone who needs it. And hey, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss more faith-filled stories like this. God is writing something beautiful in your life too.